Alrighty. They get first energy advantage again. We are starting with Chimchar. We do have our stage 1, which is super nice. Going up against another fire deck, which is awesome. Is it an Infernape deck? Still could be. It's probably Charizard. Less exciting. Tis my turn first. There's Infernape. Well, could just be good here then. Communication. Okay, Pokeball. I don't think I'm gonna play that out yet. I think we just pass turn. If they're a Charizard deck, they're probably not a red card deck. Okay. The issue with them having first energy advantage here is being able to get off 2 Inferno dances. Ooh, Sizzlipede Cinescorch. Very interesting. Give me some tails here. Give me some tails. Okay, heads. Okay, we'll take that. Only 1 out of 3. What do they put it on? Okay, so they might have the Cinescorch, which is interesting. We are going to play a Pokeball. There is Ponyta. And, okay. Alright, we've got some fun to be had here. No, I want Monferno. Yeah, I think I have to do this. They could Dawn Fire Blast here, which would be scary. Okay, so they do have Cinescorch and Charmeleon. Putting the second energy on Moltres is super interesting. We need some tails here again. Heads. Heads. Okay. Okay, so, but it's not, they're not going to be ready to do... Okay, so we attach an energy, clear. They attach an energy. We need to put Ponyta down for... I think it's, yeah, we play Chimchar, we play Ponyta, we play Infernape with the free retreat here. We are obviously going to Fire Blitz here, take this out. Do we need the communication yet? We have the Rapidash for next turn. We have Monferno and Infernape, so we can start getting that built up depending on how this all goes. Playing around Osiris. Okay, I think we're okay here. Yeah, I think we just Flare Blitz. And then neither of these are ready to do their big attacks. I think we're okay. I think we might be okay here. All right, so we can do 70, which puts them down to 20. I think we have to. And then, yes, because this should give us time here to either, do I Blaine? So 40, 140, I think we do Blaine. I think the Blaine Gives us just enough time here. Right, and then, because they're only going to be able to... Yeah, I think we're okay. They can Cyrus in the Infernape. Okay, so they are X-speeding out the Charmeleon, which is actually perfect, because they're not going to be able to attack or retreat with this Centiskorch for a minute. Alright, Pokemon communication. I don't think that's super necessary. I think we evolve here. Attach an energy. And then... yeah, we just kind of win next turn. The retreat was interesting. They needed their Charizard there. Professor's Research. So they can't leaf this turn. And they only have one X speed left, so they can't... Okay. They could retreat, but they can't retreat and Crimson Storm. So yeah, all we do now is just attach here. Attach here. Go here. And boom. Kaboom. That is 2-0 with the Infernape deck. Felt very good. Easy. Okay. They get first energy advantage again. Not a bad hand, though. We'll take that. All right, start. We are going first up against our weakness. That's rough. That is rough. We did beat a water deck in the first game, though. So, what if we Pokeball here? There's our Chimchar. Would love a Rapidash. Inferno. Okay. Cool. Cool. We take those. We take those. They are not playing the Eevee that can knock me out in one turn. That is lovely. That is lovely. We do have an X speed, so I can play the Chimchar and play around a Sabrina. However, I cannot play around Sabrina and Cyrus. Can I grab a Rapidash? No Rapidash. I think the play here with... yeah, I think it's always... Pokemon communication. We have some communication, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we just try... Okay, didn't get our heads, because why would we? Interesting to note that we do have our Cyrus in hand if they don't have a potion to heal up. I'm assuming this evolves into Vaporeon. I'm assuming is the play here. But what else is in their beautiful, beautiful deck? Alright. What is opponent thinking here? Attaching a second energy. Do we have an evolution? Okay, we do have an evolution. Are they can't attack. Are they playing something else? Oh, they're gonna play Misty. Oh no. Oh no. Please don't wreck me. Nice. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. There's a Squirtle. Okay, another Ponyta. That plays around our Sabrina. Boom. We have the X speed, so we're fine. I'm not going to play Pokemon communication. We have Cyrus. So the question here is, next turn we are taking out whatever has their energy, and we are going to knock it out. I think has to be the play. We, of course, did not... Okay, so now with that, we're definitely hoping for no potion. Definitely hoping for no potion. There's the Misty. We need more tails, please. No, don't do this to me, game. Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I know they don't have... Okay, I'm gonna play this. And I'm going to... Probably, well... Do we save it for next turn and hope that we draw it? Maybe? Okay. Go here. So they hit me for 40 even with Squirtle, and then pretty much for the rest of the game we're playing around Cyrus. Are they bricking though? Are they bricking on Wartortle? Okay, so they did brick on Wartortle. I want this Rapidash though. There's Blaine. Okay, so now we Pokemon... Yeah, now we Pokemon Communication. I'm gonna do it probably twice here because we can win the game. Monferno, not what I want. Okay, I need a Rapidash here. So there's one Monferno left in deck. No, there's two Chimchars in deck, an Infernape, and then... I mean, the odds aren't great here, but we need a Rapidash. Come on. Yes. So we just go here. We go here. We retreat out here. And then we play our Blaine. And that is why we have Blaine in deck. All right. Wow, I'm feeling very, very good with this deck after 3 games. I feel pretty solid. First energy advantage would be nice. We are not getting that. Okay. Well, that is another game where the other people get the first energy advantage, but we are not in a bad spot. Darkrai. Okay, interesting here that they can do damage. We have so much XP though. Ponyta, I'm not even gonna play that out. Professor Research, Kaboom, Chimchar, and Monferno. Alright, in turn. Okay. Infernape definitely a stage 2 deck that doesn't mind going first. I quite enjoy it. Okay. Okay, so they are playing the Sneasel deck. Are they going to leave? Okay. Alright, that's fine. So what we do here now, we have Cyrus in hand. So we Monferno here. And we Fiery Punch. We are going to discard. I don't think they can get me this turn. Oh, I guess they could X speed out, evolve. I should have played Mons down. Hopefully, if you're playing a Darkrai deck, okay. There's another Darkrai. Okay. Knock me down to 40, which is fine. So I'm assuming is the play here gonna be, are they gonna Dawn me next turn? Alright, we should be okay. Blaine here would be nice. We're not, I think we're still, okay, so we're down to 130. They hit me for 70 to go down to 60. We then go into Rapidash, hit, maybe hope for an X speed, or maybe just hit, maybe just oh, this is tough. We'll see what their gameplay is here. Okay. So they hit me for 70 here if they have Weavile. Okay. Which could, if they have Dawn here, could take me down to 40. That's fine. Okay. All right. They need Giovanni to KO me, and I think what I want to do is just force another Cape, because we get free retreat here. So they're gonna need Cape. Takes me down to 90. And then you... Okay, that's fine. You can have my Rapidash. Yeah, I mean, I can't... The funny thing is it's gonna get passed to me. Yeah, we actually just win now. The game was like, okay, we'll give him Blaine to put him out of his misery. So we just Blaine here. I'm not sure if Blaine in a tournament is going to be fantastic. If we take this deck into a tournament, we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. That is 4-0 with this deck, though, which feels pretty good. So my goal here is I have a little spreadsheet, and I'm kind of keeping track of like what the record is, and I want to try, basically I have like favorite Pokemon in this game instead of like decks I want to try. Like I don't really want run the meta decks, but some Pokemon have really cool abilities and whatnot, and I want to give them a try and see different decks. And you know, Infernape was one of them, and with oh, this is nice. And are we going second this time? Let's go. We're doing 40 right off the bat. With you know, Infernape is cool, but I've got some other Pokemon. I have some decks built, and basically what I want to do is just play online until we get decks that are pretty good. Play 5-10 games with them, and then either maybe edit the deck, decide we want to go play online. They are going to Rocky Helmet here. The question is, I mean, so we professors research. We have an X speed now, which is super nice. I'd rather not. Okay. All right, we have another Chimchar, which makes this a-okay. I think I do play this down with the Monfernos ready to go. Yeah, I mean, 40, hitting for 40 is kind of crazy. I'm assuming this deck's gonna have like Mad Ericas in it. 2 Exeggutors. They had a crazy start here. Okay. They're gonna potion here, which is fine. If they only have 1 potion, we're fine. Awesome. There's Blaine if we ever need it. So, well, now I think. See, we don't have Infernape this time, which is a little scary. But now I think we go. They won't be able to. They will be able to attack with Exeggutor next turn, which will be a guaranteed knockout if. Yeah. I mean, I think we take it here. If. Okay, so they need to. Well, they don't need to yet because we don't have our Infernape. However, Okay, so they do have the Exeggutor. They do need to cape here to play around our Infernape. Okay, they did get tails. It didn't matter there. Okay, so yeah, here we are just putting up Monferno. And I think the goal is to pray. Okay, got the Ponyta. Oh boy. So we do 60. And the question here, no, I think we are definitely, let's Pokemon communication here. Our Rapidash. Yeah, that's perfect. And that is what we call game. They are weak to it. It will do 160. We've already taken our point. Exeggutor is the reason that Infernape was on my list, being strong against it. Alrighty. Okay. Take it first energy advantage. It's not the worst thing here. Okay, we have Pokeball, Professor's Research, and Communication. That's right. Okay. Alright, let's see. Got both Pokeballs here. Give me a Chimichar. They gonna have the question or Dimensional Storm. Also Professor's Research here. Monferno and Rapidash. Okay, so we're not going to be able to take out Manaphy with the Rapidash next turn. I don't know. Is it put? I think it has to be put pressure with Rapidash. Maybe get to our X speed and Dawn, possibly. Okay, Eevee. So Vaporeon. What are we running with here? Okay, so it is Palkia. That's going to be a little rough because we are weak to Wa. And they just start building up. They're going to have... Palkia is going to be ready. If they use Dimensional Storm once, though, Palkia kind of goes bye-bye. You know what? No, I think here... I think we don't get super scared of... I'm going to play out the other Ponyta to play around Sabrina. We will Monferno here. We just kind of have to play here. And if they decide to Dimensional Storm us, that's fine. Should be able to get through Palkia EX. If you look at this Manaphy, and then Palkia here, we could be A-okay. Okay, there's Articuno. What are they playing in terms of Giant Cape? There's a Misty. No heads here. 0 heads. Perfect. Okay. We're still in the game. Okay, so their Palkia is next turn, but again, if they should be okay here. Yeah, so okay. We do this. Okay, we're definitely gonna want to do that. There's our Infernape and a Cyrus. They do have an Articuno to hit my bench. Although they're gonna need a cape now. They can't just put the Articuno up. And we have our Cyrus. Nice. So are they gonna take out my Rapidash? Okay. So there's another Manaphy. Okay, so they have Cape. The question now is, do they have Potion? Because our play here is very, very simple. Interesting. Okay, so this is fine then. We have Dawn. Dawn doesn't help us because we don't have X speed. I think our play here is here, and then we just attack them down to 30 and make them retreat. We don't keep or anything. They're gonna try to make it to where they can Dimensional Storm twice in a row. Them not Dimensional Storming also means they could Dimensional Storm twice in a row if they just wash out. Like they have a line to win here if they have Cyrus. But they also need a potion or something this turn. They could just be waiting out the clock at this point. Okay. And then... Okay, so we just win the game now. Yep. We call it a day. Boom. That was 140. So we just kaboom, they concede at dubs. Nice and easy. But yeah, that is 5-0 with this Infernape deck. I do think that we might need a 5th basic, but we are playing Blaine, Cyrus, and Dawn. We didn't use Dawn a single time in any of those games. We just never had it ready. We never used X speed either, and those kind of go in tandem. So we definitely have some merit to change the deck around here. But I think for now, I think we're gonna take it. I think we're definitely gonna try this particular deck out in a tournament, but we still have some testing to do. So we'll test out with Infernape in the future. But yeah, I really this deck felt really smooth. Really hit into some good stuff right off the bat. The 4 basics didn't feel too bad. I do think playing into decks that have lots of Cyrus or Sabrina play is a little scary, but it felt pretty good. Maybe even want a second copy of Cyrus or play a 1/1 copy of, Sabrina if we take Dawn out could be useful. Dawn just didn't seem to be super helpful, but I think there are going to be, this was a small sample of games. We only played 5 games, so I think that just having Dawn available and the X speed for times where they do come up, and again, I think if we were going to drop a card first, it's probably Blaine, only because I think in tournament play where we're playing with open tournaments, I think it's more so people will try to play around the copy of Blaine and not just let their Pokemon die. I think when people see a Rapidash Infernape deck, they're not really expecting a copy of Blaine in there, but I wanted to make something a little bit weird that I hadn't seen anywhere else, but it felt pretty good. So I think the next step is we're going to call this deck tournament ready. It is 5-0 in online play. I'm going to keep track. If I play anything offline, I'll keep track. I'll update you guys the next time we play Infernape. But yeah, I have like 8 or 9 Pokemon right now that I want to build decks around. We'll add and drop some. But I just wanted to play the Pokemon that did cool things, had cool abilities, whose attacks did cool things. Infernape, obviously, it sucks that you discard all of its energy, but having the free retreat cost, being able to pull it back for free, put something else up like the Rapidash and attack with it, and use Blaine, not have to use a leaf or anything crazy, is absolutely awesome. Obviously, once you attack, you're leaving it up to be attacked, and then it can be Cyrus back in. Things we have to think about, especially in tournament play, especially the Exeggutor Celebi decks. The main problem with those decks being at the top of the metagame right now is just the fact that they have so many tech cards that they can play because of just they're only playing 5 Pokemon. They're playing the 2 Exeggutor EX and the 1 Celebi EX. So they obviously are playing the Ericas, the potions, the stuff like that, but they have so many tech cards, you never know what they can throw in there and what they have in their hand. But this deck felt good, so we'll put a pause on this deck. We probably won't play it again in a video until I play it in a tournament, and then we'll play some other decks, get some other decks tournament ready, or some other Pokemon tournament ready. I wasn't really expecting this to be good, and again, I don't think this is like a meta deck. When I say good in this sense, I mean good for online play. I build these decks, we try to get to like a 60 to 70% win rate, and then I call them tournament ready, and we give them a shot in a tournament, and then once we play them in a tournament, we figure out what we can do better. But if they never get tournament ready, then we can edit them. But this one's 5-0. 5-0 is a very small sample size. We didn't go up against any super meta decks. Did beat a Darkrai and a Exeggutor EX, but again, neither of those that we beat were against the meta versions of those. There are many problems I see rising bringing this deck into a tournament, but we will definitely give it a shot. And then once we play it in a tournament, again, like I said, we'll see how it went in a tournament. We'll see what the tournament kind of meta is, but this is just a deck to basically play around basically Exeggutor EX. I really think that throwing a Rocky Helmet in here could be useful. That's where I went back and forth on the Blaine. Blaine can help you win games on the spot because people don't play around it, but obviously the Rocky Helmet can help the Exeggutor EX. Basically can't play around it because even if they Giant Cape 180 XP, if they hit something with the Giant Cape, they go down to 160, and then you put in Infernape and knock it out in a perfect world. But again, that deck's crazy because once you knock out the Exeggutor EX, they probably have a Celebi online. Hopefully you get Infernape on curve and they can't just knock you out, but I think we give it a shot in a tournament, and then we mess around with some of the tech cards, maybe add another basic. Farfetch'd was a thought. I think Farfetch'd is very good, but only playing 1 X speed kind of becomes an issue because the more Pokemon we have that require energy, because we're playing a copy of Dawn, we want to have some energy on the bench that we can possibly get 2 Flare Blitzes off. We were never put in a position in this video where we needed to get 2 Flare Blitzes off to win, but I think there are times where that's very necessary. But overall, Infernape's a super cool card. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I got tired of trying to build like, we're playing with the Lake Trio. I know that was a big thing. I almost fell for it. I spent some pack points on the Lake Trio cards. But instead of doing that and just trying to come up with like some brand new deck every day, I wanted to take Pokemon that I really liked, that I think are at least halfway decent, and sort of build around them over time. So hopefully if I keep having fun with Infernape, if it keeps doing well, if it, grass Pokemon keeping a big part of the meta like they are right now, it'll be interesting to build around these cards in future sets too, or add these cards to, if better fire Pokemon come out, being able to add them to these decks. So that's kind of what I want this to be. I want it to be a mix between building cards for just YouTube videos, but in less of a, hey, this deck's the new meta because I won 5 games on stream with it or whatever. I want to show you guys sort of how I get, like, how I build decks, like nothing special, not saying like I do it better than anybody else. I just think the process is really interesting. I love deck building in card games. It's sort of like, if any of you guys are like D&D fans, like the deck building to me is like the world building. Like playing the game is the fun part, but the deck building, and when you finally come up with a deck that beats the deck that everyone says is really, really good, that feels good to me. And so that's what I try to do. But I try to do it with Pokemon or decks that people don't think is good. Like, don't get me wrong, I also have fun playing with Exeggutor EX, like when I'm just sitting around doing nothing, because it's literally just put Execute out, put Exeggutor out, you've got the 1 energy on it, and boom, you're doing damage. And if I were to play Exeggutor EX, because it is one of my favorite cards, I would do it in a not Celebi deck, because that is the meta deck. But I have about 8 or 9 cards. Obviously, Melmetal, you guys know. Melmetal, Alakazam, 2 of my favorites. So they're in there. We're going to deck build around them. But yeah, and I just want to sort of go down that route. And then when we get some decks that are tournament ready, and what I mean by tournament ready is just, again, a deck that does well online. This deck could very well go into a tournament, play 2 Exeggutor EX decks or 2 Darkrai decks, and go 0-2, and we drop and we end. But I just think that I want to do something different that I see everyone else doing. I want to make content that I want to watch, and it was really fun when this game came out, because there's this frenzy of, and it kind of happens when new sets release, of just what decks can we throw together that are so weird that nobody's talking about, because everyone has their preconceived notions of these good decks when new cards release. And that was kind of like when this game first came out, it was so easy because just playing with these cards is so fun. But once you kind of play the game enough, you don't really have to play the cards to understand what they do. And so it becomes less fun just throwing together a deck and playing 57 games to get 6 games, especially when you don't have a lot of time. And I think that was my main issue, was just sometimes I would try to play with these weird Pokemon like Omastar. I tried to record with Omastar probably 3 or 4 different times and just never found games that like broke my way, that would make like interesting content. And so I never uploaded it, but it felt bad because you would play just 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 games with these Pokemon that just weren't very good. And so, yeah, I don't want to play with the S tier and just run over everybody, because that's not interesting. But if I can build around Pokemon that sort of makes sense, and especially because I'm a super nerd and I keep up with like all the tournaments and like the meta stats, then deck building should be more fun for me. And so I'm going to go down that road, and hopefully it'll be enjoyable content nonetheless. This one just an online video, but we've got some tournaments for sure coming up that I'm super duper excited about. But yeah, let me know what decks or what Pokemon you guys would like to see. But like I said, I've got 8 or 9 that I'm super excited that I want to keep in the rotation in the future. And then we'll add some and we'll drop some as they get boring or if they get really, really bad. But I think Infernape was just super fun. It's been used. I've seen YouTubers use it, but not quite in this way, especially not with the Blaine. And I'm glad that the Blaine got to be showcased a little bit. But yeah, the next time you see this particular deck, we will be playing in some tournament. I'm not sure which particular tournament yet, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.